Welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast. I am Gavin Williams alongside
Charlie Caleri.
And we only got about 10 games left for each team in the NBA season.
10, 11, 12. Around
April is right around the corner. Today is March 26th.
It is. What a day.
Yeah. And we are sniffing playoffs.
Yeah, what the plan starts on the 16th, April 16th?
Yeah.
Or is it April 20th? One of the two. One of the two, April 16th or April 20th, the plan starts. But very excited for the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's not been going as well as I would have liked from a personal standpoint, but season's ramping up right now, especially with college basketball kind of winding down, or winding up and winding down, I guess, in a way. But the NBA is getting a little bit less focus as of recently, but it's very important just to still highlight it while we're right in the stretch of it. I mean, right after March Madness ends, we're going to have a week left in the season, and that's going to be right in the playoffs. So it's going to be really exciting coming up.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, that's just a great analogy that as soon as March Madness is over, get ready, get your seatbelts buckled because we're not done with basketball yet.
Yeah, and then we got hockey coming up too. I think either the NHL playoff starts on the 20th or the play-in starts on the 20th, and the other one starts on the 16th. Yeah. I know that for sure. So one of them starts on April 16th, one of them starts on April 20th. I know that for sure.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
So we're going to kick us off in the East, and as of right now, in the whole NBA, there's one team to clinch a playoff spot, and that would be my Boston Celtics. They're the first team to clinch a playoff spot, and they've already clinched the first seed in the East.
Yeah, but can't say we're surprised, right?
Then again, I mean, I said we're going to start in the East, but I'm just going to give some light to the West because the Celtics are 57-15. The second place Bucks are 10.5 games behind. But you look at the West, the Nuggets are 51-21, and OKC's only 1 game behind. So that puts into perspective.
So is Minnesota. I mean, they're 49 wins too.
So that puts into some perspective of the East and the West being so dominant.
Yeah, and let me say this. I think if you put the Nuggets in the East and I think you put the Celtics in the West, I think you had the same results here. I think the Celtics would be around 50 wins and the Nuggets would be around 50, 55, or 55 wins.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be around the same. But I feel like Boston, it definitely helps them to be out East because, as of right now, they're definitely the favorite in the East.
Yeah, so we'll start right there. Celtics are 9-1 in their last 10. They were on a 9-game win streak, just lost last night. 30-point blown lead to the Atlanta Hawks.
Wow. Ice Trey.
Just ugly.
Ice Trey low-key owns you guys. And I hate to be that guy, but you have to admit it that
I will admit it, but
he
not
plays very well against you guys.
But, the Celtics, little overview because, that's the team, man. 32-3 at home. That's a good record going into April.
It's pretty good.
And then 25-12 on the road. That's a good road record, in my opinion.
No, it is.
And
yeah, it definitely is.
So now we'll touch base. Second place Bucks, 46-25. Doc Rivers has kind of figured it out a little bit more than where we were at All-Star break.
I don't think Doc Rivers figured it out. I think Giannis and Dame figured it out.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's nice to see him win at least.
Yes.
For the sake of Doc Rivers. Just because you like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I know you do too. Yeah. It's just I don't really want to see him win.
I don't either.
I don't know. I think at this point,
with the Bucks,
I just don't like how he just keeps going. He's got to stop, man. He's just got to stop.
It has to be his last year, man.
He's got to stop, dude. He really does. I don't know. But I'm not trying to hate on Doc. I really love Doc.
Oh, I just saw this article right here that Drew Holiday was asleep when he was traded from the Bucks.
Oh, that's pretty interesting, actually. Oh, wow. Fun fact there.
A little fun fact of the day.
Well, the third team in the East is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Your Eastern Conference team.
My Eastern Conference team. Right behind them is the New York Knicks. And let me just mention this. A game behind the New York Knicks are the Orlando Magic. Ooh. What a season they are having so far.
Electric, man.
Second half, I'll say. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Paolo Banchero is playing like a superstar recently. That team's just rolling right now, and I honestly would not want to play them in the playoffs, but Magic Knicks first round,
wow,
sign me up.
That could get interesting.
Sign me up. That'd be awesome. And then the Pacers and the Heat, they're right behind them right there. And the 8 seed right now, the Philadelphia 76ers, it's proving how important Joel Embiid is to that team. I mean, in the East in general, that's got to be scary as a Celtics fan looking down there.
I really do not want to see him in the playoffs because Embiid's scheduled to come back.
Yeah, I know.
During the playoffs.
So I mean, hopefully they're only a game and a half out of sixth
Then again,
place.
I don't want to see the Heat either. Both 7-8 teams. Like I just do not want to see in the playoffs. I'll see the Bulls. I'd love to see.
You have
the
to
Bulls.
hope for an upset in the play-in,
I do.
or you're going to be playing either the Magic, Pacers, Heat, or Sixers,
Yeah.
which isn't a great consolation prize.
No.
So I mean, it's going to be a tough playoffs regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
The
expect
top
that.
8 teams in the East this year are
So
always
good.
good, but the 9th through whatever, it's just
Yeah, I mean the
so
Bulls.
weak.
The Bulls have been playing pretty decently recently, and so have the Hawks. But those bottom 5 teams, the Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards, and Pistons, those 5 teams, they've just been kind of so irrelevant all year.
they have.
I think the most relevant team of those has been the Raptors, just because they're a young team, and we expected them to not be great this year.
Yeah.
But very disappointing season by the Nets. I think. I don't know. I just think we knew they weren't going to be great, but at least to not be competing for a play-in at this point is
Yeah.
very disappointing for
It
that
is.
franchise, and definitely disappointing for that young core that they got there.
It
so
is.
it's just not a
Sad to
great.
see.
Yeah, it's not a great step for Brooklyn, especially where they were a few years ago. But it's definitely tough to recover when you build a super team and it just gets taken away.
Yeah,
Because Brooklyn's had that twice now.
they
So,
have. Yeah.
It's just tough there. But that's the East picture right now. I would say a surprise team out East that I think a lot of people aren't talking about are the Miami Heat. You just mentioned
Yeah.
it. I mean, every year they're in this little spot, and they're 4-6 in their last 10.
Except for 22.
They're in a rut.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, except for
2022,
22, yeah.
They were unbelievable.
I don't know
First
for what
seed,
reason.
And they just
yeah.
dominated all year. And ever since that, and before that, they just hover around.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come in the playoffs and they shock everybody.
What's kind of
Happens
funny
every
about
year.
how the playoffs are laid out right now is that if the season ended today, you'd be getting Celtics Sixers, Bucks Heat, Cavs Pacers, and Knicks Magic. So those 2 last matchups that I named are just 4 really young teams,
Yeah.
and the other 4 that I named are the really old teams out east. So that'd be a very interesting bracket, at least
It
setup
would.
wise, because it's kind of be sectioned off there. It can be the old guys and the best of the old and best of the young coming at it, and then seeing who comes out of the East there. I'm excited for the East playoffs, but this West playoffs is going to be crazy.
I mean, yeah, let's
it's
kick
going to
it
be
right
very
off.
stressful. Very stressful.
So we got the Nuggets controlling their own destiny. I said they were going to hop up to the 1 seed. Right now they are.
9-1 in the last 10.
Yeah.
4 in a row.
I mean, talk about getting hot at the right time.
Definitely. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. They've been hot the whole year,
Yeah,
but I think the other teams around them got less hot.
they did.
So talking about the Thunder and Timberwolves right here, those teams are both 49 wins, 21 losses for the Thunder, 22 for the Timberwolves. But I do think that the Timberwolves are going to take over the Thunder, the 2 seed.
I do too.
That Timberwolves team is so good,
They
and
are.
they still are. Still in the top half of the league, defensively for sure. I mean, they only let up 106 points per game.
I mean, that's crazy.
106 points per game in today's NBA is wild. I mean, yeah, New Orleans, or not New Orleans, Minnesota and OKC. Watch out for them in the playoffs, obviously. The 4 seed now, I guess there's a tie for 4, is the New Orleans Pelicans and my LA Clippers.
Yeah,
Very disappointing stretch here for the Clippers.
4-6 in their last 10. They've lost
Yeah,
2 in a row.
it all started when Russ got hurt. Russ fractured his hand about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, and then he had surgery.
Oh,
And he's been out for the last 3 weeks. So last 3 weeks we've gone 7-7 in our
'cause
last
you need that
14
energy
games.
off the bench. It
But
shows
let
how
me
much
tell you
it
this.
means.
Russ came back last night.
Oh.
Came back last night. 3 weeks removed from surgery.
Wow.
He came back. Very impressive
Have
stuff.
a day, kid.
Very impressive stuff from the guy. I mean, nobody expected him to be back this early. It was rumored this week,
Okay.
maybe Friday, he would get the nod, but came back on Monday, and I think he played pretty well last
I
night.
think the goal for him should just be like make sure you're 100% healthy by the playoffs.
I think that's what the team
Limited
wants right now. I
minutes.
mean, we're kind of banged up right now. Harden had a shoulder injury going on. Kawhi obviously had his back spasm injury where he left the arena. PG, knock on wood's been the only one that hasn't had an injury or any like kind of ailment
yeah.
the whole season, at least that we know of. They usually keep it private from us as Clippers fans, but which is very frustrating. But hopefully we can just get in the playoffs. That's all I just want. Just get in the playoffs, and then from there we'll just play anybody and give it our best shot. But honestly, at this point, we need to get back up to that 4 seed. Need home
Yeah.
court advantage,
Yeah,
at least in the
need
first
it.
round.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the Kings, who are right below us, them and the Mavs are tied for the 6 and 7 seed at 42 and 29. Hopefully for the Clippers, the Kings can bump up to that 5 seed, and we'll be playing them in the first round. But I'm very scared of that New Orleans team. We were talking about it earlier. They're just so dangerous. Zion and Brandon Ingram are two of the most underrated players in the league.
Yeah.
I definitely think just in general that's just an underrated team. I mean, Herb Jones, C.J. McCollum, and Zion's having such a good year and nobody's talking about it. It's really frustrating.
It is. It's kind of weird because I mean, if he had this kind of a year without going off the radar, the NBA would absolutely light it up.
All over.
But the fact that he went off the radar, went on the radar, went off the radar again, nobody cares.
No, nobody really cares anymore because they're trying to see that longevity from him. I think it's what everybody wants to see. I don't think people are going to start really talking about Zion until about maybe 2 years down the line.
Yeah. Until he proves himself.
But
again.
it's very unfortunate because hopefully if they can get in the playoffs and they're not playing the Clippers, they can go on a run and they can get deep in the playoffs and we can see more of Zion and B.I. in the playoffs. Because B.I., I mean, he's been in the league for a long time at this point and he hasn't had much success at all. But he hasn't said anything. He hasn't complained one time. He hasn't, I mean.
He's a Mike Evans kind of a guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope for him that New Orleans can be successful this year because they got a great squad around there. Dangerous team.
Very dangerous.
Below, I mean, we already mentioned Kings, Mavs. Those two teams are dangerous. We know that.
Even just looking, right, 7 through 11.
It's crazy.
We're gonna go down.
It's crazy.
Dallas.
We'll talk about 11 in a second.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
My
11.
Western Conference.
We'll talk about 11.
Dallas, Phoenix, L.A., Lakers, and Golden State. These are the 4 teams who have been in the playoffs consistently for probably the past 5 years.
2 of them, at this point, are not going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It's going to be crazy because you think there could be a playoff without LeBron. There could be a playoff without Durant. There could be a playoff without Luka or Kyrie. There could be a playoff without Curry. I mean, it's just – I love the Western
let me
Conference.
just mention this.
I love it.
So the Mavs are probably not going to miss the playoffs. They're 6 games out from missing it. They're tied with the Kings, so I think they're in a good spot.
The Mavs are in a good spot, but it just sucks to play a playing game.
Right now the Suns are 5.5 away from being out. So
They've had a tough stretch.
They got a nice little cushion.
Last time we did an episode, they were the 5 seed.
5.5 games though. 5.5 games. So they're 11 games left. They just got to win probably 5 of those games, and they're good. The Lakers 3 games ahead of the 11 seed right now. We'll touch on the 11 seed in just a second. I'm excited to talk about this team.
I am too.
The 9 seed LA Lakers, they're 3 games ahead. Very dangerous spot. And then the Golden State Warriors, they're half a game because this 11 seed is on a 9-game win streak.
Yeah. My Western Conference team, our Rocket correspondent Ian Kennedy's team.
The Houston
The
Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
Oh, my God.
There was a quote.
Oh, my God.
Draymond Green that lit these boys a new fire. I'll pull it up, but you talk about the Rockets really.
Yeah, Jalen Green, he has been playing unreal recently, and it's weird because that team was hot, right? And then they got cold because their guy, Alperen Sengun, is out for the season now.
Yeah.
Out for the season. We thought, all right, let's pack it up. That's what Ian was saying, our friend, Ian Kennedy, big Rockets fan. He was saying, let's pack it up. Let's just hopefully we can lose some games and get a good lottery pick. They're on a 9-game win streak now, and they're in the thick of it for the playoffs, and they want to be in that play-in, because that would be a big game if they can go up against LeBron in the play-in. Are you kidding me? Knock him out. They can knock out Curry in the process, drop him down to the 11th seed. I mean, just impressive stuff by the Rockets right here. I hope, personally, I'm not a fan of the Warriors. This would be the first time I think that Curry would not make the playoffs when he was healthy. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think the only other time that the Warriors didn't
21.
make it was 21. He was hurt, and they had the 2nd overall pick that year.
Yep.
So that was a tough season for them. But yeah, the West. I mean, then you go down the list: Jazz, Grizzlies, Blazers, Spurs. Of which the Grizzlies, Blazers, and Spurs are all eliminated at this point. Jazz will soon follow. But you have the quote.
Yeah, I got the quote. Draymond said, and quote, "I don't give a damn about the Rockets." Ever since that quote came out, 9-game win streak.
Wow.
Just want to say he lit a fire in that.
It's just really funny because he has such a platform with the NBA. like he's an analyst. But he does all these things on the court, and he does all these questionable things, and he says all these questionable things off the court that just makes you wonder why. Why?
funny
Like why is he
commercial with,
getting why is he
AT&T.
getting such a spotlight if he's saying these things about other teams, like calling them out by a team? Like he said the Rockets. He
Yeah.
didn't just say like I'm sick of these young teams or something like
no,
that.
he,
Like
he singled him out.
yeah.
He lit the fire. And if
And
there's
you
a
think a
person-
guy like that who's won he's a 4-time champion. You think a guy like that wouldn't be calling out a young team who only has Fred VanVleet, I think, as a champion on that roster.
Yeah, and I mean, you light fire into those young boys. Those young boys are gonna play until their feet hurt. They're
He
gonna
doesn't.
play until they
I
can't
mean, I don't
run
think he
anymore.
knows that the new generation. They don't take disrespect lightly.
No, and
So,
there's a guy on that team who hates disrespect. His name's Dylan Brooks.
yeah, he definitely does.
And-
That guy. Yeah.
I mean, I really hope the Rockets jump the Warriors. I don't want to see the Warriors in the playoffs this year, like you were saying. We both don't like them at all.
No, I hate the Warriors. I really do.
I do too. I mean, crushed my absolute dreams when I was a senior in high school. Absolute crushed. And to see the fact that they could be out of the playoffs 2 years later would be a joy.
So yeah, from right here, where we're at, if you had to give your conference final prediction in each conference,
Ooh.
where are we going?
I'll start in the East. And I'm going to start with the Boston Celtics
All right.
being part of
I
it.
had the Celtics in there too.
And then if they can get healthy. Nope, sorry, that's not possible if it's current standings.
Are you gonna say the Sixers?
No, I was going to
Oh.
say the Knicks.
Oh, I was gonna say, wow.
But with possible standings right now, wouldn't happen.
I mean, they're only a half game behind the Cavs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But on the other side of the bracket, I think it would be the Cavs. The Cavs and the Celtics. I don't think the Bucks can handle the Cavs in the playoffs
Really?
because of depth.
Okay.
And I think the depth on the Cavs goes so much farther than the Bucks' depth. So, Celtics, Cavs in the East, and I got the Nuggets and the Timberwolves for the West.
So you got the 1 and 3s.
I got the 1 and 3s.
The 1 and 3s.
Yeah.
As of right now.
As of right now,
As
the
of
1
right
and
now.
3s.
I mean, out east, I think you got to put the Celtics in there. I mean, right now, I don't think you can justify putting at least 2 other teams in there. But I like the New York Knicks. I think if they can get healthy, like you said, and I think if Jalen Brunson can find his shot and find his clutch shots in the playoffs, I think that team, if they play it right and they're not cocky about it, especially in the first round after
Especially
they win
New
one
Yorkers,
game,
Yeah.
yeah. If they can be smart about it, I think that team can go deep in the playoffs.
I think they can too.
and I think they can compete with that Celtics team.
Oh, they can
They
compete
definitely
with them.
can. I mean, they have some history there. They have some
There's a rivalry,
overlapping players.
Yeah.
Kristaps included.
Yeah. I mean, there's a rivalry, and whenever there's a rivalry, it's always going to be a close series. It's
Mhm.
always.
I mean, and if not, that in the second round, that'd be great. Knicks Celtics. So, but a team that I want to root for is the Magic. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that they don't play the Knicks in the first round. I hope they low-key get matched up with the Cavs. That'd be a fun series. I think
would be.
2 like younger teams going at it would be really fun. But out west,
Tough conference to pick a Western Conference final.
I gotta throw my Clippers in there.
Gotta.
I have to.
I mean,
And
come on. You have to.
I'm honestly, I know we're 7-7 in our last 14. I know we are. And I've watched the games. It's not pretty at all. We're not even, like, we're getting blown out. Like, it's not close. Like, we are getting blown out. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. This team, they keep saying we don't have an identity. Tyronn Lue's saying we're soft. He said that's our identity. We're basically playing like Charmin out there. I mean, we're toilet paper right now.
I'm Sharman clean.
Yeah, we're toilet paper
My
in all
highness.
senses of the metaphor. We're toilet paper, cleaning up after
Cleaning
you,
up
after you know
doo-doo.
what. Yeah. So, but I still got us in there. I think if we can get healthy, I think if we get the right matchups for sure, I think we can definitely make a run.
Just see the Kings, man. Just not the Pelicans.
Yeah, but I got to throw the Nuggets in there too.
Gotta.
Hey, you got it there. I mean, defending champs. They've proven time and time again that they'll just be at the top of the standings. It's just like I say, Jokic spawns in a game with like 8, 5, and 5. The Nuggets just spawn at the top of the standings. They're a top 4
Yeah.
seed like every year.
Every year.
No matter what. No matter who's on the team, Nuggets are always just a great team. And that's a credit to Michael Malone, too.
Great coach.
Great coach. I mean, he's
Great
definitely
coach.
an underrated coach in the league.
I 100% think he's an underrated coach. They're
And then-
saying, as of right now, I cannot remember his name, but the coach of the Thunder will win Coach of the Year.
Mark Dagno, something like
You
that.
think he'll win Coach of the Year?
I don't really know. I haven't haven't dove too far into the awards races yet, but
We'll get into that
just
later.
from looking at like past trends and stuff, probably it would go to him.
I
Just
think so too.
I think a team that I would say that you could tell that he was probably going to win it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think you really throw anybody else in there that I'm looking at it. Maybe Missoula.
For the
Maybe
fact of
just the
being
fact of them
first.
being that good this year, 57-15 in the modern NBA is very tough to do.
Especially when rebranding the whole team.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you bring in what, 3 new starters, 2 new starters.
2 new starters.
I mean, that's still crazy. I mean, 4 new rotational players, right? I mean, you're basically overhauling half the team right there. So
Yeah.
very impressive stuff from the Celtics. But should be a really good end of the season right here.
Get ready because it can get either ugly for some teams
Yeah.
or pretty for the other ones.
Yeah, so I mean, let's focus on March Madness right now. We'll have an episode coming out tomorrow on March Madness as we're recording this. But you know, NBA right after. Just keep this
Keep it in your back
episode.
pocket.
Keep this episode in your back pocket. Just keep it in the back of your mind, and let's have a day when we get to the playoffs.
let's have an absolute
Let's have a
day.
playoffs this year. Let's do it. Hopefully the Clips can go on a run.
Hopefully the C's can too.
Oh, hey, maybe we'll meet in the finals. I don't know. Hey,
We have talked about this, and
we have.
there will be no friendship. And that,
I think if we make the finals against each other, this is any time in our lives.
yeah, anytime.
If the Clippers and Celtics play in the finals,
Then again, this goes for any team. Bills, Packers.
I don't think we can talk
No.
the whole
There will
time.
never be a good game text, good luck text.
until
nothing.
after the series.
Until after the series.
And probably a day, like the morning after.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I
Because
could. If
whoever
we lost,
does lose, they're going to need a day to rebound.
and if you win, you got to take that night to celebrate.
You take night, celebrate
So-
tonight to be humble.
Be humble and hungry.
Because we're not
even in winning. Even in winning.
we're not ones to shove it down each other's throat
No.
to any of our friends.
No.
I hate when people get up in my face and are like, "Huh, you guys lost."
Yeah. Right.
Like last
It's like
year
it happens.
when the Celtics went down 3-0, I did not hear the end of it. Did not hear the absolute end of it.
From me,
No, not from you.
Not from me.
No, I'm saying from the guys back at home.
guys back at home.
Just didn't hear the end of it. And then all of a sudden, it's series tied up 3-3. They quieted down. Game 7. First text I get is congrats on
Wow.
almost making history.
Almost. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I feel like we would talk, but I feel like it wouldn't be on the game days.
No.
I would probably maybe like halfway through we would like have a little like
Series tied 2.
series recap or something like
wow,
that.
This is
Yeah.
crazy.
maybe like how are the first 3 games going for you kind of thing.
Oh,
But I mean, hopefully that would be awesome.
what does that mean?
I doubt it'll happen. I doubt
Once
it.
in our lifetime, it's gotta
I doubt.
happen.
I don't know.
It's gotta
I don't know. Oh God, I don't know. I just think it'd be really fun if it was a series, not like the Super Bowl. I mean, the
Yeah,
Super Bowl would be
so-
awesome.
I mean, yeah.
Would be awesome. But like
but
a
that's
series.
one game where it's like you win or you cry.
Sabres Rangers playoff series would be pretty nice too. That could have happened in the first round if we went on a run there, but
You guys not run anymore?
probably not going to happen.
Mm.
It's turned to a Sabres podcast. I don't know how that happened, but
It always comes
shout
back
out to my Sabres,
Buffalo.
man. Shout out to my Sabres, man. It's just sad. 13-year drought.
Oof.
13 years, man. I was in grade was I in? I was
13
7
we were-
years old, so I was in second grade last time we made the playoffs. And I'm still a diehard fan.
I love the hustle though. I mean, come on.
I will cry when we make the playoffs. I will cry.
There will
I
be
will
tears
bawl
shed.
I will bawl my dude. The pain. I'm not turning it.
All right.
We were talking about
That's for
NBA.
another
We were talking about
episode.
NBA this episode. But thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you
hopefully
guys.
the NBA season closed off strong.
I'm praying.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram.
At Out of Bounds Podcast with a dot between every single word.
Yes, there is, Gavin. And leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think.
Some criticisms,
Yeah.
some suggestions. You guys know the drill.
Whatever you want to do.
You're an active listener. You know the drill.
You know the drill. Leave a like.
Leave a
leave
like,
a
leave
like.
a follow, leave a
We don't
subscribe.
really care, honestly. I mean, do whatever you want to do. If you listen, you listen.
I mean, you guys are your own people,
Yeah.
but we appreciate
Make
a
your own
little love.
decisions. Yeah, we love love.
Love.
We love love. All right.
Especially Jordan Love. What?
Oh, hey, Caleb love. Hey.
Hey,
Hey, thank you guys. Have a great day.
have a day.